Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction. Today we're talking about the match preview between Man United and Leicester City. United have won the third game in a row after a catastrophic start to the season, losing two games in a row. They've won the third game in a row, beating Southampton, beating Liverpool, and also beating Leicester. So people are asking, is this a solid foundational base? This is a new backline, Eric Ten Hag. There's no Luke Shaw, no Maguire, no Lindelof, no Wan-Bissaka. This is a backline that seems to gel so quick, so often, and they're finding themselves as a fundamental block. Welcome to the show. Today is Louis from Houston Red Army. Louis, welcome to the show, mate. And the Soul Man is still on his way somewhere, somehow, somewhere in cyberspace. He'll join us, the Soul Man. Right.
There he goes.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, there's the man.
Hey, Joe, how are you, mate?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me? I can hear me good?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Right.
I bet.
Welcome, Joe. Welcome to the show. Houston Red Army. Joe, the Soul Man, the positive one. Welcome to the show, mate.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day. Right.
Yeah.
Leicester City 0, Man United 1, third consecutive victory for United after a catastrophic start to the season. United picked up 9 points out of an available 15. Right. Louis, when you saw that lineup today, which was similar, a replica of, is this the point of keeping a same winning side or changing the side up according to the opponents you're facing?
I think that's definitely a point that's being made, right? I think a lot of people said that, or they were guessing that Eric Ten Hag's mentality was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I think that there's definitely some changes in there that I would have made, but at the end of the day, it's the right call, right? Like, you know, they put in, as we were saying before we jumped on, they put in a good shift. You know, they got the result that they wanted. There's definitely some things to capitalize on, so definitely some things to work on. But at the end of the day, against a team like Leicester, a team that is, you know, frankly, the bottom of the league, I don't think it was a mistake by any means.
Right. Joe, you saw the same lineup against Southampton, man to man. Did you think it was a situation whereby keep a winning team, don't break a winning formula, or should the lineup be arranged according to your opponents they put in front of you?
I mean, it's really, at the end of the day, it's up to the manager, right? If he wants to swap the team left and right, according to the way, according to the different kinds of opponents we have, he can do that. He can also train the guys to be able to impose their tempo, their style of play onto our opponents. And it's good to see that we've had 3 straight games. Like, when was the last time we had 3 straight games like these and the lineup wasn't chopped up? You know what I mean? Like we know who our starting lineup is. Like, I know every week everybody's asking the question, or is it going to be Ronaldo? Is it not? But
Martial.
if we go up against Arsenal and Cristiano Ronaldo does not start that game, it's clear that at this moment, Ten Hag doesn't think he's good enough to start over Elanga in the implementation of the type of style of play that he wants. So that's epic. And I'm glad Cristiano's still here. I just hope it doesn't implode, you know, at Old Trafford. Like, you know, at the end of the season, there's nothing left.
Right.
You know, hopefully.
So today with that back four of Delo, Malaysia, Martinez, and Varane, people are getting comfortable. Like, you know, this is not Maguire. It's like these people are not making errors. They're not making mistakes. They seem comfortable. Delo, all of them giving high five. People are saying Delo didn't give high fives to Luke Shaw's and the Maguires. It seems this
certainly not Lindelof.
It seems this back four seem to enjoy playing with each other, even though just 3 games. Louis.
Look, I think what we're seeing that we haven't seen over the past couple of years under Maguire is organization. Varane is, considered a world-class center back. Martinez, people say, oh, he's too short. Oh, he's too young. Malacia, he's too young. Delo, he's had, his problems in the past. But I think what we're seeing is they are they're fast enough to play a higher line, which we didn't see too much today, but I think we saw it very much in preseason and kind of early on. They can press a little bit higher, they can stay together. And yeah, there's chemistry there. Unfortunately, under Harry Maguire, look, 3 games, 3 wins, and he's not there. It is very clear what the common denominator is, and maybe he does better in a team with a 5 back that, plays a little bit deeper, and he, and that's just his style of play, but at the end of the day, I don't think he fits into this back 4, definitely, and I just don't think he fits into this team. So I would say that I hope going forward that this is the back 4, that the starting back 4 that we go with. Oh, yeah. I like Varane and Martinez together in the middle. I think they do very well. I think what we see from Malacia that we haven't gotten is like, look, he's just hungry. Not to say that Luke Shaw isn't, but he's a little bit older. He's a little bit slower. Malacia has something to prove. So I think he's coming in with that understanding. And look, he had errors.
Well, you can say it.
He had errors. He had missed passes. He has these kinds of things. But he's also a player that when he does screw up, and Alenga is another good example of this, when he loses the ball, he goes back and he's like, okay, I got to go get it back. Something that we've been missing, Delo, I think that he's understood the mistakes that he's made. I think he understood the criticisms that he's received. And I think now that he is a little bit more comfortable with his back 4, I think he's played better. He plays better, a little bit going forward. He's better defensive overall. Not to say that, that they don't make mistakes, because they do. They absolutely do. But when you're organized, when you're hungry, and when you have a little bit of pace, there's room for those errors, because you can get back, you can get the ball back, and you can keep on fighting.
Right. Joe, piggyback on that. This back 4, they seem a bit more happy to play with each other. It's only 3 games they play together, but it seems that they are building a little chemistry going on that we didn't see previously.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there's a vibe going on over there. I don't know if this is just a general vibe that Ten Hag is starting to seep into the team in general, because the back 4 are not the only ones high-fiving each other. I see people out there, and I see those guys are up for it. That's it, man. Just give us that. Give us that, man. And if they keep that going, Old Trafford is gonna turn into a fortress. Like, you're not gonna be there. Our opponents are not going to be able to hear themselves talk, because we have been so hungry for that kind of mentality on the pitch that it's good to see it, man. It's good to see it. Delo, yes, definitely has stepped his game up defensively.
Yeah.
I've always been the one that says that,
Yeah, you always said I don't see anything he's doing that Wan-Bissaka can't do.
I didn't say that now. Come on, Tim.
I
Okay,
can pull up a tape. We have the tape. You want to pull up a tape? You want me to pull up a tape?
What I was saying was, for everybody that was pro Dalot, right? Whatever you thought he could provide us moving forward, I didn't think that we could afford his defensive mistakes going the other way. So I didn't think it was
under
enough.
Harry, we could not. Under Harry, we could not.
When he lost
the ball going forward, because he used to lose the ball going forward a lot, and we didn't have people to back him up. Now I think we kind of do.
Yeah, we have a whole complete backline on the bench. Sure.
Remember when we had to when we had to keep starting Lindelof?
Yeah.
And for a good 10 games, all you had to do was just chuck the ball over his head. He would lose every battle. We were
on the ground,
yo, what is wrong with this guy?
What is wrong with this guy?
That was oh man.
Yo, getting bullied off the ball by Mane. Really, mate? Mane.
Yeah.
The Watford guy. What was the skipper? What's his name?
He was so weak in the air. That's why I'm always, whenever people are talking about Martinez and being Yo, just the height thing clearly, like if you do a 50-50, right, against Martinez and Lindelof, Martinez is winning it 9 times out of 10 because he's just more aggressive.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
wants
people
it.
underestimate what that aggression does. There's aggression, there's timing also. Timing, positioning. It's not just a stat where just because you're taller, you're going to get to the ball all the time. It helps, but if you don't have proper technique, you're always going to lose out to the one that's got the most desire, you know? So
right. So this back four are working as a team. Now the midfield, we had McTominay, Ericsson, and Bruno. Is this something that could, but with Casemiro interjected into this team, the team is now having a spine, slowly building a spine. Casemiro, world class. I mean, yeah, he's in his 30, but he still can do a very good job. So tell me about the midfield, Louis. With Casemiro, with Ericsson, with Bruno, with McTominay, and Fred.
I will say that, yeah, Fred got into the team, didn't he? They pulled off Rashford for him, which was interesting. But look, to his credit, McTominay had a decent game today. Okay. But where I think we're headed, where I think people want to see us go is for him to just be dropped as a starting player. Because he is not up towards the level of what a starting Manchester United CDM needs to be.
Right.
He's not there. You know, some people, you know, it's a divided fan base, right? You're either all for him or you know, you seem all against him. Like, I'll give him his credit. He had a good shift, but it's the mistakes. It's the yellow cards, which, is he on a ban yet, or is it one more and then he's on a ban? But no, it's out of 5 games. I believe he has like 4 yellow cards already. And I mean, look, that's where Casemiro used to be, right? But the difference is, because I mean, he used to get yellow cards left and right all the time. But like, I think where the difference is and where it's clear is, like, you know, just the decisions, the touch, the desire to have the ball at his foot, at his feet. We've talked several times about, you know, how I get frustrated with McTominay hiding behind players, hiding away from the ball. He doesn't like it at his feet. He doesn't like the responsibility. That 6, that midfield role, dude, you are the brain. The ball, it has to come through you in the buildup, in you know, if we're switching the point of attack, like, you have to be someone that we can rely on to keep control over the ball. And good game today. Good job. I can't trust you to do that week in, week out, in Europa League, in FA Cup, in Carabao Cup, and all the games that we're going to have over the course of the season. I cannot trust you to do that. Now, would I love to see him come off the bench, 60th minute, 70th minute, clean games up for us, you know, come with that energy, come with that physicality that he absolutely. I would love to see him be that player for us. I think that's where he should have been for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's just a problem that I have with him. I think we're definitely going to see Casemiro starting games sooner, just because he is the big shirt signing and he is, you know, a big money signing for us. Ericsson, I thought, played very well. And Bruno, I think, just to kind of get on what Joe was saying later, like, I think overall his attitude has been better just for the last couple of games. He's not playing those risky, flashy balls that he was playing like last season so much, that would lose possession, that would cause us on the break, you know. I think that he's taking care of it definitely a lot better now. I think his decisions are a lot better. There's a few balls he had straight through the middle towards Rashford that didn't turn into anything, unfortunately. But I mean, him and Ericsson, I think, play extremely, extremely well together. I would love to see Casemiro in there more. And of course, Fred comes on to clean it up. Look, Fred is a guy that I think everybody can say, yeah, that's a great guy. It's a great guy, but the level, man, the level has not been there. You know, where I wish him luck in whatever future ventures. That's all I can say about him, you know.
Yeah, you're being polite.
Look, I like him. I think he works extremely hard. I think he's proud to wear the United shirt. I really, really do. But I mean, he's just not the quality player that we need. It's the reason that we have McFred is because it took both of them to play one role. That's the truth. That is the honest to God truth. I like them both. You know what I mean? I think they are Manchester United players, but they're just You know, they're not
They're
not
not the
the ones
levels we
they're
should
not the
be.
ones to lead us into the future. That is
Right.
for sure.
Joe, the midfield. Ericsson, Bruno, McTominay. But when Casemiro's back, I mean, when he's, got the matches and getting in
Yeah.
there, would
I will
McTominay
say
be
this
put to one side?
real quick. I did not know Casemiro was that ripped. When he came on, he was like putting his shirt on. I was like,
Yeah, especially I was
damn.
like, wow, he's fucking ripped. Like, I mean, that's good though.
He
Because
is
like
fit. He is
there are
fit.
different levels to this stuff. When you say this guy's 36 or whatever, like clearly there's certain individuals that just take care of themselves
Yeah.
better. They just invest in themselves a lot
Yep.
better. So a 36-year-old, that looks like that, obviously
He's
he's
30.
eating right.
30.
He's
Not
30.
30.
He's not even 31.
No.
He's 30.
Oh,
Casemiro's
shit.
30.
30.
Ronaldo's
30. I'm sorry.
37.
Ronaldo. So, but like
I'm
it's
fact
still
checking.
from the same
Yeah.
kind of cloth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Hopefully, there's definitely going to be a lot of longevity there. But the fact that why are we still talking? Okay, I just have a couple of questions, right? Because I'm wondering what's going on. Because like we're still talking about Fred, we're still talking about
He played.
McTominay.
He played.
It's the third straight game, fifth game of the season. Like why are we not seeing Donny van der Beek? This is supposed to be his guy.
Right.
And Donnie's not getting any playing time.
Right. Yes.
What is going on? Like
I see.
I've
actually forgot that he's
what
there.
is really exactly?
Yeah, we often
Because
do.
we thought for what Fred and McTominay had been giving us, I'm thinking, shouldn't Donnie be able to do that way better?
I think he does.
So why is he not getting
I just
his
feel
playing time?
too early in the season. I still think there's time. I think it's
Ten
to be
Hag is
catching.
surrounding himself with players that he trusts and he knows.
Yeah.
And all of them that Anthony's coming straight into the lineup.
Oh, damn right.
Martinez straight into the line. Gabe
Yep.
Maguire, you got 2 games.
Malaysia.
Boom, straight in, right? Malaysia, straight in. Gave Luke Shaw 2 games, straight in. Donnie been there, and he's like, "Nah, hold up for a second. I'm gonna see what's up with this Fred McTominay. Like, what's going on?"
I think he's still in a testing process. I think even
Okay.
at Langa, I'm still thinking, really, matey, are you sure you want to play Langa on the right? Because Rashford down the middle, I think there's more to just running
dead.
through the middle with the pace.
Yeah,
He's
no,
dead.
I don't think he
Yeah,
belongs
he's
there.
dead.
No, at all.
No.
Martial does a much better job than people realize when we used to play. I mean, before the Ten Hag era, that centre forward was a graveyard shit because we did not create. The centre forward barely got any balls, so you're literally scraping and scrapping for things. Most of the goals Ronaldo scored last season were like some were lost courses or a chip over the defenders and Matic to chip in and Ronaldo run and volley, or a nice corner kick taken from Telles, and my man out jumped the defense and put a head in. But we still didn't create a lot of goals, chances. I really thought Pogba would make it last season, but the rest is history. So if we look at this front line now, Sancho, Sancho, Rashford, and Elanga. Are you comfortable with this, Joe?
I mean, something's got to give, because he's giving. I mean, this lineup he started with for the last 3 games, it's not producing a lot of goals. You know what I mean? It just isn't. So at some point, Ten Hag is gonna have to look at. He's gonna. I think he was really hoping for Martial to be involved with that. Because I think they mesh better. I think the better trio that Ten Hag had in his band was Rashford, Martial, and Sancho. You know, I would hope as soon as, that would be wild if like Martial gets better, he gets well,
How far is he away from coming back?
I'm seeing just a few days, but the thing said like Achilles tendon. Like, how is that Achilles tendon? And he'll be back in a few days.
I don't expect to see him back not till middle of September. Or at least
I mean, damn. I mean, we could really use him right now because we're definitely lacking an opportunity and quality at the final third.
Right.
You know, so we'll see.
So where does Ronaldo fit in here?
It'll be funny if he gets fit and goes straight into the lineup, though.
Right.
What if that happens?
Lewis.
Yes, sir. I'm checking on Martial's on his injury right now. 15 hours ago, they said it just says a little bit longer. So I don't even know what that means. Look, I think today's lineup and I think Southampton's lineup was all about the back four. It was all about the back four and making sure that was solid. I think we will see changes in the midfield, especially with Casemiro coming off the bench, and I think we will see changes in the front three as well. I think that look, I think that you don't play. I think that you don't play Ronaldo simply because the service isn't there. If you play him as a number 9, there's not a lot of crosses in. There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of balls coming through there. We're not scoring through the middle. We're scoring, from Sancho. We're scoring, off those kind of type of plays. I think that there were some opportunities there. I think, like I was saying earlier, Bruno was playing Rashford in a few times there, and it was just missed touches or it was bad shots. He's not used to playing there. He likes coming off of the left. I think he will come off of the left for us. I think that if it's going to be weird how it rotates, because I think you're right. I think Anthony does walk into this team. I think he plays on the right. I think Sancho plays opposite of him on the left. What that leaves is
I thought Anthony would go on the left. No,
I think he'll go on the right. I think he'll go on the right. He does. He plays as an inverted winger, right? So he's played on the left for Ajax for a long time.
They can't play as a left winger, no.
Yeah, no, he's played as a left winger for a long time, but he is right-footed. So I think he will come off of the right.
Anthony's left-footed.
Anthony's right-footed.
Left-footed. He's the only. Google it. He's the only one. That is why they said we had too many right-footed players.
Or maybe I'm thinking it opposite. Maybe he was playing as a right winger and he's left-footed.
Yes, he was. He was right winger.
So he's an inverted winger, but I had it backwards. Okay, my bad. So he's a left-footed player, but he's been playing on the right.
Yes.
But I mean, Sancho is comfortable playing off of the left.
Sancho's right-footed, Rashford right-footed, Elanga right-footed.
Yeah, exactly. I think those inverted wingers might be important for us because we don't get service from the wings. We don't chip balls over anymore like we used to. For Ronaldo to jump 6, 7, 8, 9 feet in the air.
We don't
and get his head onto it. I think that it's going to be weird to see how it rotates up top. Is it going to be Ronaldo? Is it going to be Martial when he's better? Or is it going to be Rashford? I would like to see Rashford. I would like to see him go back to the wing because I think that's where he creates the most for us.
What side of the wing, though?
He's a left winger. He's a left winger.
Okay. If you're going to put Sancho there,
Rashford is
going to put Anthony there.
Yeah, I would.
Where does Rashford come in?
I would put look, for me, I would put Anthony and Sancho and I would let them run that. Either again, you can put right-footed Sancho on the right and left-footed Anthony on the left, or you can invert them. But I think that those are your wingers. I really do. I really think that those are your wingers.
Sancho and Anthony on the flanks.
And I think and it's weird to say, I think, because Rashford is not a bad player by any.
Oh shit!
We lost him. Okay.
There.
So as he was saying Rashford is not a bad player, but at the same time, he doesn't think. I think Rashford is struggle to get into that team if Anthony comes right in. Don't you think so, Joe?
I mean, of course. Like he hasn't been fit, and I don't think he's shown enough to unseat Anthony or Sancho. So it's unfortunate that he had to play down the middle, which is not his position.
No.
That's not where he strives
lost a lot of balls today.
But it's unfortunate, but we just haven't seen enough. Anthony definitely, we just have to see, Ten Hag is just like Ten Hag right now is looking at like tape and sheets. He's going through the training regimes that they're gonna be having in the morning. Well, tomorrow they'll probably have the day off tomorrow, but like
Yes.
on Saturday, I mean, he's definitely gonna go straight into that lineup, hopefully. So I would imagine maybe not the Arsenal game, of course, but maybe the next one after that.
So, Anthony, would you like him to make his debut against Arsenal? He's very skillful. He says he likes to dribble.
That's true, but I don't think so. I think because of the current form of Arsenal, we want to just keep things the same, right? I don't think we should. The only thing that I would change would be maybe bring in Casemiro for McTominay. That's the only change I would make.
I guess
just keep the team. Yeah, just keep the team where it is. Even though we do need more from the line, from the front three. So I would say maybe possibly get Ronaldo in a little bit earlier, right? Because I would rather, because a lot of times Ronaldo's coming in when Sancho is coming out. There's a lot of technical there's a lot of talent that Ronaldo can be playing off of leaving the pitch.
Dan Elanga and
you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see.
This Arsenal game coming up on Sunday, Super Sunday, big club, big games. These were the giants of the Premier League 90s into early 2000s. Both are in transition. Arsenal on a roll, 5 in a row, 100%. In the past, records like that always get buried at Old Trafford. Can United bury this record? Can they beat this Arsenal team? Are this Arsenal team good enough? Are they the Convincibles, or are they going to be the Invincibles? Louis.
Yeah, sorry about that technical difficulty there, but just to finish up what I was saying, I think that yes, you definitely need to get Ronaldo back in there, as I was hearing Joe say there at the end, and I think Elanga, as much as I do like him, I think that we'll probably switch him as well. But for Sunday, look, man, I think what Arteta has done over there is surround himself with an amazing staff. I think that the structure that they have built over there is extremely positive, and I think that those players are reaping the benefits of a manager that has been backed, not just with signings, which he has, but with just he has his guys in there. I think that the staff itself is massive. If you don't know, if you haven't seen the documentary on what is it on Amazon Prime, I think it's on, it's like they're putting in work. They've completely revamped that football club from the embarrassment that it was at the end of the Wenger era, right? And they're on a run, and they're playing good football, they're playing attractive football. I think for Ten Hag, I think it's a must win. I really do. I think it's a must win with the way that the season started with those back-to-back losses, especially the abysmal one at Brentford. I think it's a game that you have to expect them to play a little bit more on the front foot, to be a little bit. I think there's risks that have to be taken. And I think it will be a lot more exciting to see. And I think you're right. I think it will be like the clash that we used to see back in the 90s. I think they're going to I think Manchester United have everything to prove. They really have to prove themselves. And Arsenal, I mean, the ball's in their court, right? It's their game to lose. I think that they're definitely the favored. And man, let's just hope that we really.
This will be Arsenal's biggest test. We've already played the Liverpool side.
That's
Arsenal
true.
haven't played anyone.
They haven't really.
This is Arsenal. This is United.
They
haven't played anyone big, but
they haven't played anyone.
The football
really,
that they're playing
is
the football that they're playing though is very hard to break down. It's very fast paced, and it's just something that I think we saw bits of in the preseason when we were playing with the high line, when we were playing forward, thinking, trying to play high possession football. I think that I think they're comfortable with it already, and it's something that I think we're still working on. So it's going to be a test for both 100%. But I think that we really have to step it up if we want to see a win.
Joe, would you take a draw?
Nah,
You want to win?
I want to win.
Well, yeah,
I want to win.
Is
I
it
think if we
because you
play, I
think
think if
us
we
United
play
are good enough to beat this Arsenal side, or you just want to keep those Arsenal fans quiet?
From
Or
what
is it
I
both?
saw, from what I saw during that Liverpool game, I think we have. If we play Arsenal the way we play Liverpool, we have a shot
First
of
half
winning
Liverpool.
that game.
First
Say
half
what?
Liverpool, maybe not second half Liverpool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
think the
mean,
first half, yes.
first half. Okay. But I mean, regardless of how we played second half, we still came out with a clean sheet.
Still came
So
with- yes, came to win.
defensively there, that's like, I think we can. I think we can do it.
Right. So after today's game, United got 3 points again. It wasn't on. What would you grade today's performance, Louis? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you grade the team today?
I give it a 7, maybe
7.
slightly above average. Again, there's still a lot that they need to work on, and if they are going to beat Arsenal, they have to step it up in a lot of places.
Right. Joe.
Today, I'd say it was a good, solid 6.
Solid
Very
6.
professional.
Yeah.
Looked great from time to
shift,
time.
good
I
shift.
definitely felt like they should have scored more goals.
Right.
But we're
Well,
a work in
Leicester
progress.
poor, or United were just a bit better than them, or Leicester just couldn't finish?
For huge chunks, we were the better team. But I know after the beginning of the second half, Leicester did come after us, and I felt like we kind of let them have the ball a little bit. And I don't get it. I don't know why we let teams gain confidence on us like that, because you end up just tiring yourself out in the long run. If you really want to be well rested, you need to control a game.
Right.
But anyway, we were able to pull it through. I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable in this midfield and backfield situation here, because we're not conceding stupid goals.
Errors.
Every time we just we're looking at the way we're seeing certain points in games, right, that would be obvious goals. There was this one time there was like a through ball that was supposed to be going through Varane. Varane stopped it. And that happens over and over and over. Where if that was Maguire and Lindelof, it's clear, you already know what was gonna happen. It's like, oh yeah, that's a goal. Or that's at least a shot. It's a goal, or it's at least a shot. And De Gea gotta do a madness, but it's good. It's good. It's good.
So you've given a 6, you've given a 7. Who's your man of the match today, Louis?
Ooh,
you can mention 2 players, but no more than 2, no less than 1.
I mean, I would either it's either Martinez or Varane for me. Honestly, I think the back four really came to play for us, and I think Joe's absolutely right. There was, I think, 3 or 4 key interceptions from Varane. There were some very important head clearances out of the box from Martinez. I think that they were just organized. They were sharp. They were on their toes when the clearances needed to be made. They were clear. And when they were able to receive the ball, they were picking out passes and keeping possession where they needed to. I think both of them had a very, very solid game. I think, honestly, going forward, I think is where we ran in towards the issues. We definitely should have scored more in that. So really, I'll give it to and I think I gave it to Varane last week, and I'll give it again. I think that they held it down for us 100%.
Joe, man of the match. Or men of the match. No more than 2, no less than 1.
Man of the match, I'm going to give 1 to, obviously, the goal scorer. Got to give it to my man, Sancho. Cool and calm. All right. Give it a little juke. put the ball in the back of the net nice and calmly. Gotta love it. Second, I'm still impressed by my man Martinez, man. Gotta give him the second man of the match. So another impressive showing today. I mean, look at that right there, man. Height doesn't matter when you got hops. Height
What is
doesn't
going
matter
on
when
with
you got
Barty's
hops.
arm in that picture?
Yo,
There was a statement by ex-Liverpool legend,
whoa,
anti-United
stop.
Graham
Oh
Souness.
man, Graham Souness. That dude.
He said, you know, he said, Martinez will be found out in the EPL. He's not tall enough. And he also said Anthony would just not be good enough for United. But he always says this when players like Thiago, Koulibaly sign for other teams. They seem to be good signings. When they sign for United, they are bad signing. Is it just this guy biased, or is this clown just paid to just say, just
Yo,
spew hate towards United? It gets clicks and views because of your hatred towards Man United. The guy's an absolute. I mean, as a player who was a great player for Liverpool in the 80s, but as a manager, as a pundit, he's absolutely lost his rocker, mate. Louis.
I think there's a lot of there is a lot of ex legends that unfortunately with our media platform the way it is just say ridiculous stuff to stay relevant.
Right.
You know what I mean? And look, United's no different. We have a few legends that have said some stupid stuff over the last few years. But I mean, his is a name that definitely keeps popping up, doesn't it?
He was against Pogba. Everything Pogba did was wrong.
And look, I literally think it's just to stay relevant. But you know, I will. My advice towards Martinez is to take a page out of Jamie Lester's book and hey man, chat shit, get banged. You know what I mean? Like, just keep on doing what you're doing, dude. Because those, I mean, there's a reason that they're called ex legends, right? You know, like it's Martinez's time, dude. He doesn't need to listen to no freaking old Liverpool freaking geezer yapping his jaw. Nah, let that go. Yeah.
Joe, your take on Souness.
Yo, Souness, man. Wait,
there's no more
wait a
Pogba
minute.
to bash.
Nah, but it's clear. Like Souness is one of those guys where just the whole culture of football is just well beyond it, man. Because like he fears youth, you know, he fears youth that are not reflections of him. You know, if a player is not a reflection of him, or somebody that looks like the type of people he played with, the type of people he grew up with,
that generation,
he just can't look at football like objectively. That's why it's so maddening with what he does, you know, because he's never looking at things objectively. When he picks certain players and certain clubs, especially us. Like I don't understand this like punditry, because like you're supposed to, you know, you're supposed to be able to just communicate what a lot of the people feel, or, you know, logically analyze the game. And
it's supposed to be unbiased all the time.
It's supposed to be a plus because you're an individual that played the game. So you're supposed to have a certain level of, you know, expertise in your look. You completely throw it all away where your bias is just it's forcing itself out of your pores.
He has a fellow teammate who was also in the 1984 European Cup team that won the Champions League 84 Liverpool, Steve Nicol. He's on ESPN. Another guy, and there's another guy who just always bashes United on
always.
ESPN.
Yo,
I've forgotten his name.
Like,
it's sometimes
come
like,
on,
it's just
bro.
like, come on.
It's sad. No, the thing is, it's sad because especially the guy on ESPN, right?
I forgot his
because
name.
I feel like he's doing a great disservice to a lot of people who don't know football, right?
And believing what he says.
And they're believing what he's saying, right? Like, but when those people have conversations with people from Europe, they're gonna look like, you know, because like he's clearly so bitter. And it's so sad though. It's sad and it's funny, you know, but
yeah,
it's a good thing we have other, you know, other avenues to be able to consume football. You know, it's not just Sky, it's not just ESPN, it's BT. I watch some South African channels. You know, there's a lot of different ways we can watch and analyze the game. So I don't have a problem with it. Like he's just gonna do what he needs to do. He's like football. The punditry's like Piers Morgan. You know, he's just gonna be that guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
He's
can't.
there, Piers Morgan.
I think there's Craig Burley. Craig Burley played for Chelsea. He didn't win a single trophy in his football career.
And all of these guys are like losers too. I mean,
Sunis was a winner
won
because
some
he played
shit.
in
He
a
won some
great
shit.
Liverpool side.
That's the only thing that kind of like just gives him a little bit of, and because of that, because that little bit, you know,
Sunis got three Champions Leagues.
Can you imagine him talking about Ronaldo though? Like if you look at their trophy case, what are you talking about? You know, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
So as you can see, United are ready for Sunday, Super Sunday against Arsenal. Today, you guys have said, okay, they played well. If they take this level against Arsenal, do you see a victory? Do you see a draw? Or what would you tweak from this team, Joe? Who would you change? Who would you bring in to start against Arsenal?
I mean, I think the only change I would make would be to start Casemiro over McTominay. Yeah. Okay. And I just haven't seen enough. Man, I haven't seen I think we should change the front three, right? Maybe put Ronaldo up front. If he can play, if like Ten Hag would have to nail it in his head, you know, you got to play this certain way for us to be successful. Put him up top, put Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right. But we got to be able to create chances, create a lot more chances. And we need more. We need an individual up top that can do a lot with a little, right? You know, to get these goals, because that's what we're missing. We're missing those X factor Ronaldo goals. You know, but if you can play into the system, right, we can do some things.
Louis.
No, I think he's absolutely right. Look, I think Casemiro definitely comes in. I think it changes a lot. And again, I love him. I really do. But I think Alenga gets dropped just simply because the mistakes that he made today, those will be punished by an Arsenal. They will absolutely be punished. I think that maybe you go Rashford left, Sancho right, and Ronaldo up top. And I think that's an absolutely excellent point, man. I think if you're Ten Hag, you pull Ronaldo aside and go, look, man, if you are the greatest player in the world that people say you are, you really got to just step up and show these guys how it's done. Either you drop in kind of more false nine-ish and just play balls through towards Sancho and Rashford, because frankly, in the last 3 games, that's where we've scored, right? Is from those wingers, and look to play them and look to give them chances. And of course, like Ronaldo is a guy that if you play him in a 6th place squad, he's going to get you 20 goals. Like, be that man for us. Like, be that man, be that legend, and really put a shift in. And honestly, I think if you make those 2 changes, I think this is a team that can beat Arsenal. If you play the way that you played today, you lose. If you play the way that you played today, you lose. And it's not to say that you played bad, because you didn't, but you played against a team that was average, and you played average, and you came out on top. If you're going to play a team that's 5 games unbeaten, and they're at the top of the league right now, you need to step it up. It's just the way that it is. It's not you suck. It's you have to do better. And that's has to be the mentality. 100% has to be the mentality going into Sunday.
Right, gentlemen. As we can see, the last question is going to be Ten Hag, selection, tactics, and substitutions today. What are you going to score him on a scale of 1 to 10? Louis.
I'll give him a 7.5. Just a little bit better, because again, like, I think that, look, it was not the wrong lineup, clearly, right? It was not the wrong lineup, because we were able to put in a win. I think maybe if Ronaldo comes on earlier, maybe he does change something. Maybe he gives you another goal. But overall, I definitely think Casemiro should have come on a little bit sooner as well.
Right.
Mostly because in the second half there were those moments, those long stretches where Leicester would look like they were maybe going to do something, and you had to shut that down. And I think maybe Casemiro comes in a little bit earlier, and then maybe Ronaldo doesn't have to come in earlier if Casemiro comes in even earlier, right?
Right.
But overall, I don't think I absolutely don't think it was a bad selection. I think there's some ways that I would have done it differently, but I think that against the last place team, I think it was solid. I think that, you know, the tactics definitely worked. I think it was very focused on the defense, and you know, solid game, solid 3 points. So good job to him. You know, I hope that it's just something that he can continue to build on.
Okay. Joe.
10, I'll give him. That's a good solid 7, man. That was
7.
It's a good, decent lineup. He didn't change anything. What, you know, I guess maybe he thought maybe, you know, for whatever they worked on the training grounds, maybe they'll be able to create more chances. But we do have we need to be able to create more chances. And I feel if we bring in Casemiro the next game, bring a little bit more stability in the midfield, more than we see with McTominay, then we can hold the ball more and try to create more chances. You know, it's going to be real interesting. I would love to see a game where, you know, we might need to bring in Anthony 78th minute, you know, just to
Next week, I think.
You know, I know it's a little bit too early. I know,
Yeah,
but you know he's gonna be hungry. You know he's gonna be hungry.
Oh yeah.
You know,
He
because I'm
seems
sure.
like he seems like a show up.
Yo, he's gonna be, man. Yo, he's gonna be killing. It brings warmth to my heart knowing that Anthony's gonna be killing Maguire on the training pitch, man. He's gonna be destroying that. Oh wait, man. Oh my God, Maguire's gonna be having nightmares for training.
I read
he's gonna single-handedly keep him on the bench.
I think so. I read his gratefulness to be a United player. I mean, people could say, "Oh, all players say this when they join a new club," but you could see where he's coming from.
Pay me that much money, I say whatever.
Happy to join his manager again. That he wants them to make history. He wants them. Yeah. He said when he's gonna wear the badge, it's gonna be from his heart. I'm like, wow, this is deep. But you know, is that South American culture of being grateful from the struggles he's come from, where his family brought him to, that he's so happy to be where he is. Actually, him and Casemiro started at Sao Paulo together, but they never played together because there were age gaps between two of them. Casemiro is much older, so he played in an older academy class than Anthony in the Brazil Sao Paulo football club. So they know each other. Fred, Casemiro, and Alfred all played for the Brazil national team.
Yo, we're turning into a nice Portuguese-speaking club.
I know. You have 3 Portuguese, 3 Brazilians, all speaking Portuguese.
All in the lineup.
That's right.
Pro tell us in there makes it 7.
Yeah, man. Oh, tell us. Oh man, that would have been Oh, wow.
So he shows how much. So people are saying, can this be Erik ten Hag and Anthony equal Alex and Ronaldo? Ronaldo's bought for 12 million at 18. This is 84 million at 22. It's completely different. Times have changed. But the skill factor is there. The want to go, the want to be the best is there. But what is your say? Your say quickly. Erik ten Hag has a relationship already with Anthony, as Ronaldo and Alex Ferguson built something together. And Anthony said he wants to make history with that. He wants him and Erik ten Hag to make history at this club.
I will say this, man, and I said it when we first signed Ten Hag, which was, it is honestly my hope. It is my dream that Erik ten Hag becomes a career manager at Manchester United, a long-term manager at Manchester United, which frankly in the game doesn't really exist anymore. It's sad. It really is, because I think that the best managers of all time, you know, your Fergusons, your Wengers, those types of managers
don't exist anymore.
they had the chance to really build something top to bottom.
Yeah.
Whether it was in the first team, the second team, the academy, the front office, I
They built an institution, a dynasty.
Exactly. And I really hope that Manchester United just and maybe it has to be Glazers out before that happens, because at the end of the day, I haven't said it enough in this conversation, but Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out. I hope that maybe that makes up for it. But I think that if he is given that opportunity, then I think that you will start to see those player relationships, like Ferguson had with Ronaldo, like he had with Rooney and those long-term players, with Neville and all of them. I think that, gosh, now you're getting me nostalgic over here, man. But
Right.
look,
It's
I think
okay.
it's possible. I think it's possible, but it's really comes down to, is Ten Hag going to be given the chance that he really needs, and honestly,
Right.
that I think he deserves, because he is a very, very good coach. He's a
Right.
very good coach, and I think he deserves somewhere where he can grow, where he can implement his style and shit, where he can make some money. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we'll see, but it all depends on what happens, I think, at the top first. So
All right, Joe, quickly. Eric Ten Hag, Anthony, Ronaldo, Ferguson.
I mean, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go that far yet. Like we haven't. I mean, Jesus Christ,
that's
man.
fair. That is fair.
We've only seen him do a couple of kickabouts, for promotional, for promotional
He
stuff.
had that traditional walk, spin the ball
Yeah,
around.
but I mean, they do have a past relationship at Ajax, though. So I mean, there's that to kind of think about as well.
I
They
feel
won two
like
league titles together, mate.
I get that, but that's the Eredivisie, whatever they call that,
Still a league
right?
title,
So,
mate.
hey, I get that.
Maguire,
Okay,
Rashford, they won no league titles, bro.
I get it. All right, but
Navas, Luke Shaw.
I put Ronaldo. I put what
Neither is
Ronaldo
Lindelof.
and Sir Alex Ferguson had in such high regard. I am not willing to just quickly start comparing. Like, I'm gonna need to see a couple of seasons of
Yeah,
both of them performing at the highest of levels before I even start thinking about something like that.
Right. It's just
what
the
Ronaldo,
individual relationship of developing something so skillful at that young age. I mean, he's older than when Ronaldo came at 18. He's here at 20 something, 22, 23.
Yeah, but I love the energy he's got, man, for the team. That like this is like, a
he
dream.
forced
Like
his move.
we need
He
that.
actually went to speak to Fabrizio Romano. He wanted I'm leaving.
You know what? It's crazy, but I'm gonna say it. Like the season, I mean the transfer window has ended today, and I am just so happy because, like, coming from where we were coming from, where like 2 weeks went by, like this whole transfer window, this saga, right? We went like 2 weeks where we didn't do nothing. Like there was like 2 weeks, like
just two.
Like there was like I'm talking like not even rumors was coming out. I was like, yo, come on now. And then we started getting like linked with like just straight like
buyer on standby.
Yo, just like
Neymar's coming. Y'all
guys.
didn't hear?
Meanwhile, the Frank and De Jong thing was just the saga that would not end. And to end the transfer windows with some of the players, the key players that we needed, defensive midfielder, somebody on the left, didn't necessarily get somebody on the right. That's okay. Got ourselves another right winger, right? The midfield got another quality midfielder to compete with Bruno and Eriksen, right? And to do it with to start the season with a big signing that didn't want to come here and end with a big signing that really wanted to come, like forced his way here. It's good vibes. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not about to say we're about to run it, but it feels good going into the season.
We started with having our attempt to buy Timber rejected.
Yes.
Everybody was, and all those Liverpool fans talking that mess.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
Then
Liverpool
when we
had
lost that,
their,
when we lost
they
Nunes,
had their bid by Villa rejected, so they lost out on their player today. And I am loving every minute of it.
right.
Yeah.
Right,
That's right.
gentlemen,
That's true,
it's been an
Timber.
absolute
Shit.
pleasure. Man United 1, Leicester City 0. United win the third game in a row, give them 9 points out of available 15. It's all roads leading to Old Trafford Super Sunday. We'll be doing a match preview on Saturday afternoon. We're going to have a few Arsenal fans on, if they can make it, and a few United fans, and we're going to see and talk about the game on Sunday. Well, Louis, Joe, thank you very much for joining our show today. It's an absolute pleasure. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on all the social media platforms. We're also on Spotify, courtesy of our friend Joe, who's been helping us on the Spotify end. You know what to do. Do your thing. Thank you very much, Joe. Well, Louis, thank you very much. Joe, thank you very much. We shall see you for the previews, or we'll see you on Super Sunday. From
Thanks,
us, it's
Tim.
goodbye
All right,
and good
fellas.
night. Stay
All
care,
right.
guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Go United.